Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the prasadam. I have been taking you back up here. And I'm going to use it on this. It's not a cake in the traditional sense. It is a Russian potato salad cake. Wow! So we hope to share it with all of you. It's really special. It's really nice. Thank you for all the cooks who put everything together. We'll go to it. Just quickly then, our MC is Rukmini tonight. Here she is. And we're going to just have a little bit of this cake here and sort of wrap it up. And at 7 o'clock, we're going to start with for 7 o'clock, we're going to start with Kirtan, Guru Puja to Prabhupada. Okay? So, let me now cut the cake. We'll share this. We also have a pumpkin pie. Is that right? One of the best desserts on the planet. Veggie burger, which will be shared with all of you. I also want to mention that Mukesh Gelda and I, we share the same birthday together. Okay, and we got a cake for him as well. Bye. Happy birthday to you, Mukesh. And can we have the This is Gary Jadva, my godbrother. His daughter also has a birthday, and it's tomorrow, right? We brought a nice cake for her. She couldn't be here today, but we're going to pack it up. We'll take away. All right. Hare Krishna. If you're still nibbling on something, continue. And we'll start the kirtan in just 10 minutes or so. All right?
As Maharaj just said, we have about 15 more minutes, so if you haven't had prasadam, please take a plate as soon as you can. Keep it on the side, and as mentioned, at 7 o'clock, promptly we will start with some kirtan, followed by Guru Puja. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, everyone. Welcome to His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami's 72nd Vyasa Puja. And this evening we offer this kirtan for His Holiness Maharaj. I would love everyone to get really nice and quiet. Shravanam Kirtanam. So if you're talking, then you're not listening. And if you're talking, then you're not chanting. And this is our practice, the practice of Kirtan. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare!
Hare
So we're going to continue on with our program. We're going to actually be doing Guru Arati to Srila Prabhupada. I know that sometimes we do Guru Arati to the spiritual master and him. First, he's flying everywhere today. So now we'll take it again, the Guru Arati.
Literally, I'll do it all.
The great thing about Prima Devani prayers is that you are all seated down without even having to ask you. Hare Krishna. And I'm going to try to stand somewhere where I don't sound like this. As is customary, we'll welcome again Bhaktimarga Swami to his own Vesper celebration today. And as you can see, we are not just here with Bhaktimarga Swami, but with many of his special guests and honorary disciples also here at Srila Prabhupada. So usually in our Vyasa celebrations, there is a central focus, but Bhaktimarga Swami gave us very clear instructions to change that up a little bit this year. And so before we get started, as you can see, all these wonderful, wonderful devotees here who have put in their own blood, sweat, tears, that today we can stand in these wonderful temples here. So with all the gratitude in your heart, please give all these wonderful devotees a warm, warm welcome. They deserve a lot more than just our claps and our sincere gratitudes, but we can certainly start from there. Bhaktimarga Swami has asked that we can he will be passing around the microphone to each devotee to honor them, and Bhaktimarga Swami himself will be introducing each one of them in case you've never met them before, and we get a chance to hear from them as well. So Maharaj, if I'll be so, I can pass along the microphone over to you.
Hare Krishna. You can do a 45 to 90 degree angle turn. You can look this way. Thank you so much. Yeah, we thought we'd put a little different twist to the program. Jordan Bishop is my doctor, and I have to tell him my neck is about to break, so I need his attention. So I call this the 70s group. We thought we'd have a little reunion together. When COVID happened, we were planning with Praharna, who couldn't make it here today, to do something for the anniversary of when our deities were installed, Shishi Radha Kirchoko Vinam. But COVID struck, and so that wasn't a reality. And so we thought, oh, let's try to shoot for 2026, somewhere in there. Because that's when we brought the deities to Avenue Road. And they are still the best dressed, best looking couple. They never age. I asked all the devotees here, God siblings, that is God brothers and God sisters, GoPros, to say something and about their time with Prabhupada or with his mission, what kind of services they did to start the ball rolling for Krishna consciousness in this part of the world, particularly in Toronto. I wrote a poem. I just want to read this first, and then I'll pass the mic over to others. Nityananda, are you here? Can you just in case, just know that. Okay, here we are. Thank you very much. Is everyone okay? If you can find a little space, you might squeeze it in somehow or other. Make room for some others, who don't have to stand there so long. Hare Krishna. Okay, here's my poem. I put it together 2 days ago, and here it is. First of all, I start with myself. I was molded by the group on the street Gerard. In those early days, we worked together very hard for the mission of our dear Srila Prabhupada, our guru and magnanimous representative of God. We had given up the opportunities for a college degree, instead laid a foundation for a spiritualized humanity. It meant very long hours in the heat and the snow, out in the public to give what few did know. I recall how we didn't fight or squabble, although at times there was challenge and trouble. In our neighborhood in shady Cabbage Town, drunkards and druggies would stumble around. One of our girls got kidnapped one day, bonding us more, compelling us to pray. There was the ghost that came out of the attic, but our kirtans continued to remain ecstatic. The Sunday love feasts were most revolutionary. A 10-course meal, yummy and extraordinary. You could swear that we were deep in heaven, though the building was old at 187. There were easily 40 of us all crammed in, no space to roll over on the floor when tucked in. We had 1 minute to take our shower, a kind of boot camp. We gained personal power. In 75, we received a visit from His Divine Grace when we viewed a church in a very nice place. At address 243 on Avenue Road, for us, it would be the ultimate spiritual abode. He approved the purchase, all went for the move. It was felt on all counts, things would improve. They did, for the most part, in this special location. All got married, while I kept to my single location. Thank you very much. Those were the days, my friends, and we want to hear a little bit more about those nostalgic days. And so we're asking, I guess we'll start with the Grace Uetra at the end, the divine end, and then we'll kind of go this way. So I thought it might be an idea for everyone to just tell your name and maybe the year or the month you joined. That's okay. And just a little something about your special connection to Prabhupada, what you did for the Hare Krishna movement particularly in this part of the world. Thank you. Hare Krishna. We'll start with yours. And we'll do a garland. I guess there's a garland. And before we start, I'd just like to thank the ISKCON Brampton community for being so vibrant and making sure that this was all happening. Of course, yes. we have participants here, of course, from ISKCON Toronto and far out places like Scarborough and Bolton, Ontario. From all over the place. Okay, thank you very much. Grace will just pass the baton to you.
Hare Krishna. My name is Ugresh Das. Srila Prabhupada gave me that name. And I joined in Toronto. I'm from London, England, and I was known as Bhaktimarga back in the day. Can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Ugresh Das, and I joined in Toronto in 1975. My godbrother, Bhaktimarga, Maharaj, was my Sankirtan partner for a while. Taught me how to cook, taught me how to be austere, taught me many things. We were in a temple room pretty much like this in Gerard Street, crammed together. I remember when we had kirtans, the walls would start sweating. And it's like we saw some people jumping up and down. That was us when we were younger. And I don't know how I came to Krishna consciousness, to be truthful. There is a Sanskrit saying that Yata Sukriti, which means unknown pious credits. So somewhere back there, I must have done something nice, and Krishna must have looked down at me and said, I want that one. So somehow or other, I walked into the temple at Gerard Street and never looked back. My service was Sankirtan, and even though I'm not really an outward person, I learned how to be outward for Krishna. And we used to go down to Young Street and stop people. All they had to do was smile at us and we'd stop them. And we'd give them a book. They would give a donation, and in that way start their spiritual path. I remember one time being out on Sankirtan with Bhaktimarga Maharaj, and we'd had a full day of Sankirtan, and I was tired. And we had a choice of sleeping in the van, or finding a motel, or whatever. But we found a KOA camp, and we pulled in, and that was our place for the night. So we were very austere, and Bhaktimarga was probably leading the way in that austerity. And we did very well in Krishna's service. I met Srila Prabhupada in 1975, I believe, in Chicago. And at that time, I read the Bhagavad Gita. I'd tried to live the saintly path, and I knew that Srila Prabhupada was the person that I should connect with. So I saw Srila Prabhupada for the first time in Chicago, and thought this is the person that I should follow. So many times after that, we used to go wherever Srila Prabhupada was and try to get a little bit of his mercy. That's it.
Hare Krishna. My name is Giri Jadava Das. How do you? I joined the Srila Prabhupada Sankirtan mission in 1972. We would always try to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. would go out and meet people and try to engage them in Krishna service. We would, introduce them to Srila Prabhupada's books. If they were not interested, we would just try to ask them for a donation so they could give something for the mission of Krishna consciousness, to serve Krishna in some way, to get some Vyasa Sukriti. Even if they opened the door for Krishna or Krishna's devotees, that Prabhupada said that was the beginning, or that was Vyasa Sukriti for them. So we would go out and meet people in Toronto daily, and for months at a time we would travel around Ontario, the United States, from Detroit to New Orleans to anywhere and everywhere, and try to engage people in Krishna's service. But the whole time we were engaging others in Krishna's service, we would always do our best to remember Krishna. We would talk about Krishna, we would discuss Krishna's pastimes, and then when we were in Toronto, we would study the deities in the morning. The Gopinath had 3 strands of pearls. They were blue and red and this and that, and he had tulsi leaves, and he had peacock feather. Today the flute was short, and the other day was, long. We would try to get the impression of Krishna in our minds, and we would talk about Krishna in the minutes, while we were out on our way even to meet the people that we were about to try to engage in Krishna service. And I always remember that Srila Prabhupada would say that I'm always thinking about those boys. And girls, yes, that are traveling around in the vans distributing my books. He said, I carry the dust of their Lord's feet on my head. So we would try to please Krishna, and we tried by pleasing our spiritual master. He said, if you want to please me, this could be my books. So that's what we did. And Prabhupada would always encourage us to whatever, we thought we had done very well. Prabhupada said, now do more, increase. He said that impossible is a word in the Fool's dictionary. He said, whatever, because of me. Sorry. Because Krishna was there, and we were thinking of him, that he would give us, I remember not always, but I remember asking Krishna, please make my words suitable for their hearing, so that, and just what he did it today, just like Prabhupada said in the Markandeya Bhagavad the hearer of what's said. He said, just do repeat that. Clear question. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Hare Krishna. My name is Sri Lokanath. I joined the temple on my 20th birthday, 1974. I had been desperately looking for the truth, and every time I walked into a New Age bookstore, I was completely overwhelmed by the plethora of different philosophies that faced me. And Bhaktimarga Maharaj sold me my first Bhagavad Gita. he was a fixture on Yonge Street. And we would go down and we would see him there, and he was always so blissful. And once I read Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, I knew that I had found what I was looking for. So it took some time, but we moved into the temple, and I started out by working at the Spiritual Sky Incense Factory because I moved in with my wife, my then wife, Kirchor, and we had an apartment to uphold. But after a while, I approached then our temple president, Bhaktimarga Sloka, and asked him if I couldn't maybe be a Sankirtan devotee, because when I thought of devotees of Krishna, I thought of the people out on the street distributing incense and books and doing, I wanted to do what Maharaj was doing. So Bhaktimarga Sloka was only too happy to engage me in that service, and after a very short time of distributing on the streets of Toronto, I was sent out on traveling party. And Giri Jadava was my Sankirtan leader. And he had a very tight ship. And our cook was Bhaktimarga Swami. We also had with us Nakadi, who unfortunately is not with us any longer. But we started traveling around Ontario. We went to Sudbury, and we went to actually Bhaktimarga's hometown, met someone who knew him very well. And then we went down and we went into the New England states, and that tight ship just kept on sailing. And Bhaktimarga would cook for us in the morning. Giri Jadava would teach us how to memorize slokas. We would have classes in the morning and in the evening, and we'd run it very tight because we were keeping our consciousness high. And then we would come back to Nuriyamuna, to Toronto Temple, and we would rejoice in the association of the devotees there. Toronto Temple was a very unique place in that little Gerrard Street house. The devotees were all like family. Everyone loved each other and cooperated with each other. There was really no discord there at all. It was a wonderful, wonderful place to be. We knew that we were experiencing something very special when we were there. So then when it was decided that we should aim a little higher as far as a place for their Lordship Sri Sri Radha Kirchar Gopinath to be, then we heard that the Avenue Road Church was the target, and we used to go out and think, today I am collecting money for Radha Gopinath's marble for their altar. And that was our meditation for a long time. And Toronto Temple was in the international sphere, we were vying with New York and Los Angeles temples for the most books distributed in the world. It was quite a phenomenon because we were a very small temple in comparison to these. Los Angeles was the world headquarters of ISKCON, and New York was a huge temple with lots of devotees from all over. But Toronto held its own all the way throughout those times. So I don't want to go on too long, but I really want to say that I am humbled by the atmosphere here today. I am amazed at all of you. You know the prayers. You are obviously practicing so nicely, and it is a credit to yourselves and also to Maharaj for keeping this going here. It is very humbling to be here amongst all of you, and I thank you very much for including us here. Hare Krishna.
Hello. My name is Joshua Das. I joined in 1974, summer of 1974, with my great god brother here, Sri Lokanath. And for us, at that time, it was, we were young Caucasian boys, suddenly now we were finding ourselves out on Yonge Street, which at that time they would close off as a more open walkway, they closed all for cars. And we would be there now in our bed sheets and running shoes, and new dress and everything, and a shaved head, and with the mission to somehow or other tell people about Krishna. And we were very, very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada had reached down and somehow or other said, come along, this is what I would like you to do for me. So those were really wonderful days. Bhaktimarga Swami was like an older brother in those days. He was sort of showing us how we should behave and the protocols for living as a devotee in the temples. After that, I ended up going to Ottawa to begin the Ottawa Yatra there in Ottawa with my godbrother Krishna Das here. And so we started a small temple there. I was fortunate enough to be able to chauffeur Radha Gopinath from the Gerrard Street Temple to the new church, which was a really highlight of my life. And in 1975, I went to India and took Diksha initiation from Srila Prabhupada at the Abhishek ceremony for the installation of the Krishna Balaram deities in Vrindavan. So I was very, very fortunate. And just one story, because it was very difficult for any of us in those days to get close to Srila Prabhupada. But even in a room with 1,000 devotees in my work in 1975, you could feel that you were with him and he was aware of your presence there. And I remember he gave a class one morning, and it was so quiet in the room. He was giving this wonderful class, and he ended it with, "And you young boys and girls, you are so fortunate. You have the whole rest of your lives to serve Lord Chaitanya. Me, I'm just normal." And something inside of me snapped. I just couldn't conceive of how the humility of the pure devotee is just beyond imagination. And it was at that point where my heart was just so warmed. So that was a very special moment for me, and where I felt perhaps my strongest connection with Srila Prabhupada. And he's been by my side in my heart ever since.
Hare Krishna. I joined ISKCON on April the 9th, 1974 in Ottawa. And for a few years was serving there. And Purnamasi actually ended up getting traded to Toronto to marry me. Oh, did I say it the wrong way around? I was in Ottawa, and she got traded to Ottawa. And thank you. She's always helping me. And so we were serving together there. Gordy Tai and the Ottawa Temple is thriving, just as this one is very definitely thriving from looking around. And I was able to, Purnamasi and I got traded back to Toronto in 1979. And almost immediately, I got sent out on traveling Sankirtan with Bhaktimarga Swami. And we traveled and slept in the van many times, and it was becoming late fall, and I can remember sometimes sleeping in the back of this big cube van, and it was freezing cold at night, and we were starting to get down to below zero almost. And we had our sleeping bags, but then we had all these boxes that we had in the van from what we were distributing, and we just would sleep under like 3 or 4 boxes. And I can remember one time, a little later on, we did actually get a motel eventually. And one time we were sleeping in a motel, and I can remember being totally asleep in the middle of the night, and I was sleeping on one side of the bed on the floor. We never slept on the beds. We rented a motel room. We always just slept on the floor. And Bhaktimarga Swami was sleeping on the other side of the bed, on the other side of the room, on the floor. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I was totally asleep. All of a sudden, I hear, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. And I look over, and Bhaktimarga Swami is sitting up, and he's bolt upright, chanting the holy name. And then just gradually he kept chanting, and he just lay back down. I was just amazed. I was just like, wow. I wish I was at Krishna conscious. And so Bhaktimarga Swami has been, leading the whole zone of Canada, and particularly ISKCON Toronto, and then now the whole surrounding area. I think we have how many? A dozen temples around Toronto? Yeah, about a dozen temples around the Toronto area. So it's ever increasing. And his leadership is definitely inspiring, and he leads by example, and he gives. I've actually written a small poem because Maharaj loves poetry, and so I thought I would try my hand at it. So this is to Bhaktimarga Swami. Every day, much like the sun, you have traversed our vast Zone 1. Your smile, bright as the sun, is contagious and enthuses everyone. You travel to all Zone 1's parts, touching each and everyone's hearts. You encourage all to Swami step dance, thus giving all a back to Godhead chance. May you have many more years to roam before Lord Krishna takes you home. Hare Krishna.
I'm getting old, my voice sounds creaky. My name is Paramasi Devidasi. I was initiated in Vancouver Temple. After I moved in, I was kind of what you might call associated babies. And I'm not sure if it was January or February. But anyway, early 93. And then at that time, in Vancouver Temple, the Jagannath deities have been installed in the fall of 72. And as soon as they were there, they had initiated the second initiation of 3 of the bodhisattvas, so there had to be at least 5 Brahmins to worship Krishna in the proper way. So as soon as that was done, devotees started just flowing in. It was like, often it was 2 or 3 a week, new devotees living in the temple or outside, but it was just, and soon, within a couple of months, we had to move to a bigger temple. And then my initiation was one day after Ravastami. The devotees who had not been to see Radha Krishna at all yet went to Seattle. The Radha Damodar bus was there. And beautiful Radha Damodar, who they had to explain to me, like, Jagannath, but there's Radha Krishna. And I said, what? Oh, Krishna's Jagannath and Balaram. Anyway, we went there, and I knew my letter, initial letter, had arrived a week before, because, say, that Srila Prabhupada has accepted myself, and the devotee who was given the name Puya Kachlan. But Balaram wasn't there for a few days for some reason. And one devotee came reading this letter, and he was saying, Bhakta Peggy, whatever we'll call him, I know your name. And I thought he's going to tell me, and then it's all going to fall apart, that's improper. And his name was, he's a very little kind of elf-looking devotee. And he's still serving from that day, so 4 hours there, till now. He also had repulsive again. What's his name? Definitely getting older. Anyway, he didn't. He was just teasing. But we went to Seattle, and there was going to be a large, at that time, I remember, I heard of this big meeting, 10, 12 devotees were being initiated in front of our Damodar on Barastami. And I was like, I'm going to take my readers there. I said, I want Bhagavad to rhythm it. No, not many devotees. Hardly anyone who has ever seen a fire sacrifice. Okay, got it. I can get along with you. Anyway, so I was sitting there at the corner, and about 20 years later, in the Vrindavan, where he said, oh, no, we were initiated together. No, there were two of us in Vancouver. He said, no, Seattle, you were burning me, you were almost my lap. I said, I'm sure it was, but no, I just wanted it to be. So he said, well, I guess you got two then. But anyway, to cut it short, if I can do this, early days, I had not read much at all. I met the devotees, found out some basics, and some of the basics were taught me by a 3-year-old named Jacob, and I've gone a couple of times at the temple, and he said, see that grass over there? That is just the body, spirit, soul. See that tree? Spirit, soul. Same as you, same as me, and just different body coverings. And he was a big kid when I was 5 or 6. I said, Jacob, how old are you? He said, I am 3. 3. And that was aside, I just thought, this kid, and it wasn't like he was parroting something he'd been told. Like he understood that every living entity is spiritual, and he was new, and he was telling me, helping me to understand, okay, everything on this is right. This is a country. This kid is unbelievable. So anyway, I started doing at that time there was hardly almost every day going out downtown Vancouver. And then however new you were doing Harinam and distributing. So I knew very little philosophy, but we had the trilogy, Krishna book trilogy, pale blue. Number 1 is Krishna with Radharani in a bright red, beautiful dress. And Prabhupada starts the introduction. People ask, who is this beautiful girl or boy? But I heard class, I listened to Prabhupada, but I really didn't know a lot of philosophy, so I was just listening like crazy. Montreal, there were thousands of volume 1 Krishna book. In the front was George Harrison's little book saying a brief. It ended up with Krishna is love, love is Krishna, George Harrison. And I was just saying, you know the Beatles, George Harrison? Yeah, my favorite one. I showed them, they take the book, give money, and that was pretty much my mantra. And then, and I love BTGs and other things too. And as Prabhupada said, well, I know nothing about Krishna. You know Krishna's God? That's more than everybody else out there. So I would just be what I heard, but, and then within a few months, our GBC was Jagadish Prabhu from Canada, and his wife, Swami, came to visit Vancouver. And Radha Gopinath had just been installed in 72, so a few months before. Simone had many pictures of the deities there, and she was sitting in the front hall showing some of the women the pictures. And I was going over and down, and she came to this one picture that was just, it was Gopinath. He had, I could see it in my mind Thursday. He had a velvet dark blue turban. He had a rose tucked right behind this, and when I saw him, it's just like, wow, incredibly beautiful. And this is as I say, not being too long-winded. Anybody gonna watch how long? What do we got, like 1 minute? Okay, I'm supposed to be done. Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know what they call ADD, ADHD, I talk a lot. Okay, skip 2. I was going to get married to someone there. I said, I'm not ready, no way. Okay, well, Swami, we've got to stay, we're going to send somebody away. So they traded me to Toronto, and Bhaktimarga got a wonderful toady named Puya. Now I can't get her name. And her daughter. Anyway, and then in Toronto, because being up there. Got there, doing some service in the temple, but very soon, as I said, and you notice I talk a lot, but Sankirtan, that's your thing. So we did that. Vyasa mentioned distributing in one place that mentioned New Orleans. So at that time, it wasn't just that we were looking for a bigger outlet. The Darcy Temple was bursting at the seams. It was like if you got in late, you'd have to move up a couple of stories to find a place to lie down sideways. It was really that full. And they could find, so the temple was like, whoa. Prophet came, showed the prophet the temple, and he was saying, looking at the room, said, oh, this would make a nice, but no, too much anxiety. And he looked, oh, this would be very nice for lamp. Too much anxiety. And it's through the little temple like that. The next day, or soon after, there was a program next to the Vyas's house. Prophet was sitting, in my memory, it may not be as everyone else is. I remember Prophet sitting on a couch. Udo Shloka was on the other side of a coffee table on the floor, and they were talking about the temple. And Prophet said, that big wonderful temple room. And Udo Shloka said, yes, Prophet, but too much anxiety. And Prophet, I remember this, so whether it's wrong, find out from others. But Prophet said, there must be anxiety. Bang! He said 2 men's program, Sankirtan parties were sent out, and 1 women's. I was on that. It was
me and the Yogi Party.
Yoga party.
You and Kirchor and Sripuri and Rupani.
And
Bhaktimarga.
And they would send some of the temples down every week or 2, like marching down, different people would take turns. And in New Orleans, I won't get into it, there's a whole other story. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. I wanted to mention Bhaktimarga. When I moved in the temple, I think maybe a few weeks. Anyway, I was initiated, was standing in front of our Lokanath chanting, and this boy had, I think it was in some art school or something. Anyway, he was trying out the temple, and we were thinking, I hope he makes it. He seems like a very nice young boy. I was a few years old, I joined at 25 or something like 19. Anyway, I was standing in front of the deities chanting, and this young boy came in on the basis of the prophet, he was right down about to, oh my God! Because at that time, he had hair beyond shoulders. And he came, he was clean shaven, and I was like, oh my God, he decided to stay! And he can't run up and, pat on the back and anything, but I just thought, so nice, he seems like he'd be a really good devotee. And as we see, I was right.
Thank you for the message. We'll limit our talks from 3 to 5 minutes. Okay?
Very good evening, everyone. I'm not a very big talker. I can tell you all kinds of stories, though. One of the little things that came to my thoughts here, this is one of my God, sister, is they did so much in the beginning for our Bhaktimarga. We were a skeleton crew. It wasn't a mega crowd. It was a handful of very determined people who all had one special quality that attracted me to this Christian movement. And they were happy. They were all a bunch of happy people. And you know, back in those days, the Vietnam War was ending, rap God, drums were the new things, hippies all over it. And I had noticed in all this that people weren't very happy. So I was looking, well, where are the real flower children? Where are the happy people in the world after all? And then I met them. And all of my brothers, I thank them here very much because they're the ones who inspired me to take up this Christian conscious movement. Go out, chant, throw flowers at people, I'm pretty gas. I remember being down on Young Street several times in Cutons. We dancers going crazy, having such a great time. There was no anxiety in us. The people who were gathered around us, well, they might have been having a few problems. After hanging around with us for a little while, the smiles. So, just to make everything short, I have to go to a Prabhupada. I did meet him several times in my life. I never had a real personal conversation with him, but I always seem to get awful close. So, one thing that Phil Prabhupada did do, and you are all the testimony to the success of what he came to this country to do, to make happy people. All kinds of happy people, smiling, grateful, that's what I think about. He was the person that could make me happy. When I saw him, one day he stopped and looked right at me, right in my face, just close. And he said, and it melted my heart. He was a happy person. He didn't know me, and I say anything, but I said, and I changed my whole life from that moment forward. Jumping around with flowers, wearing a bed sheet. He said bed sheet. He means bed sheet. There was no beautiful documentation. They were bed sheets for Walmart. And we wore them anyways, and we were determined. But yeah, so I thank you about many times. I could never say thank you enough for what he did for us. He brought us all together. My family today, here you are, brothers and sisters galore. You're my family. He wanted all of us to come together and live in a house that we all could be happy together. And that's exactly, there it is, what, 40, 50 years later now? Well, I'm not getting remember up. Here it is all this time later, and all I do is see it growing. Every year I go around the actors around the country, happy Canadian people everywhere. And if we just keep doing this, I estimate, could be wrong, I estimate it'll only be a very short time down the road, and the whole country is going to be chanting Hare Krishna. Pass it on now.
Thank you very much, Karuna. Now, hand the mic over to Shiva Vilaswari, and he'll also keep it in the short.
Srila Prabhupada ki! So I'm going to keep it very short. We are here till Bagal Aarti, we can go and keep it short. So Maharaj, I want my 51 year association together. So I was in Canada for a few years, I never saw a devotee anywhere. And 1968, I'm driving eastbound on Bloor Street. And I come closer to Amri Road on the north-east corner. I see a church and the three white people with Badanga, they're chanting. I don't think I got a ticket for police. I stopped the car and I'm looking all over. There's a movie shoot going on. Nothing going on. I had a Polaroid camera. We don't know what camera, when we take it out, and I made sure that the picture came out in 1 minute. And I take it home. And I showed to Ashalata. She said, you're crazy. No possibility. She looked up and said, Lanka Lagri, how can I devotee here? So, after finding few days, every lunchtime, I go around and find the devotees. And in 1968, I go to 40 Beverly Street. That was the first temple of ISKCON. And there, I knock at the door. And who opened the door? Jayapataka Swami. 19-year-old, skinnier than him. Half of my size, so you figure that out. So I met him. And then, when I met Prabhupada, that was the first, surrender on the first sight. It was people, Maharaj gave a lecture, other people gave a lecture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very merciful, Nityananda more merciful. But they no more merciful than Srila Prabhupada. Here we go, Prabhupada, all the people. I had an association, so much personal association, we can go on and on. When someday we'll have a session, couple of sessions, like association, we had Prabhupada. I met him in Chicago, Detroit, Vrindavan. He came to our house in Toronto twice, 75 and 76. I was not a big instrumental in chanting and giving all these different classes and this and that. When I met Prabhupada in Vrindavan, he's sitting under the Tamar tree at 6:30 in the evening. They were all sad. At that time, there was no wall outside. And Prabhupada's sitting there, like Maharaj sitting, I'm sitting on the floor. So I said, speak, bol. I then Prabhupada, this one not a deal. He said, deal was 4 elevated principle and chant 60 rounds. What is this? You're giving a lecture. He said, Suna nahi hai. Bol. So I spoke. I don't have to talk, I talk about Prabhupada. We were young too someday in all these colors. So I go to room and kaisa tha, Prabhupada, bahut acha tha, very good. They listen from him, all the people, Indian people, but listening from you will believe that the devotees are real devotees, no that died, they did get all this, that was not true. And when Prabhupada came, I can go on and on. His association, Ashalata says something, but the most important couple of incidents happened. When Prabhupada came in 75, when he came in, they used to single doors. They don't double door the big houses now. We had 22 Medina Crescent, it's corner 18, devotee, about 50 devotee outside, and he comes in, he's sitting like this, and I'm here, Ashalata is standing, there's a movie there, a picture there. And I had to wash his feet. And my guru is here for home. So I had the same way, I had a towel here. So I'm washing his feet. And Ashalata is speaking to me in Hindi, kept going. And Prabhupada realized it after about 7-8 minutes, I don't know how many minutes. Because after washing his feet, I was not using the towel. I had to hear that out, that you little bigger than this. So I kept going like this. And he said, he hits me, bastard. And then I stopped him. So my service was whatever he wanted me to do, we did it. Helping him this coming back and forth. The only second incident was there. Prabhupada said, how is your chanting coming around? Kaise chanting around? No problem. These devotees have all kind of this. They can't chant timing and getting. I used to live in Scarborough, that I go to downtown, 390 Bay Street. I said, Prabhupada, I drive for 1 hour, keep chanting on the way. 1 hour drive, and 1 hour go back. He said, now you sit down and chat. So this was Prabhupada, and so much association with him. His friend Indresh, my son, he was sleeping Prabhupada lab. We can go on and on, so many incidents. So thank you very much. Just remember, if you serve Prabhupada, keep Prabhupada in the center, there's a guarantee that your life will become successful. So put your hands up and thank him who brought the Krishna consciousness. Shri Prabhupada! Little louder. Look to above again. On Jaldu, the 35 days. Old man sitting, 2 heart attack. And here we got 6. Prabhupada in Jack.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I don't know where to start him. And he said, we started ISKCON movement in 1968. And he said he brought the picture of the devotees at home, and I didn't believe it. So then he took me to show them. So I went to, this people, these are like devotees. Okay, Blower and okay, so he took me there. I saw them, so I believed him. Truly devotee back there. From there on, we started going on to the temple. Now, our spiritual journey started that when we came from India. In India, we don't have pick your fruit and pick your strawberry, pick this, pick that. But in here, in Canada, we can go to the trees, farms, pick this, pick that. So when I was very young at that time, so we used to go to pick the apples, pick this and pick that, climb on the trees, lots of apples and bushes. But what to do with them? I told me, let's get to the temple. So we are taking the apples and bananas, something this, something that. So that.
That's very important. We had 3 bushels.
Okay.
No. I will take it.
So we used to take the apples and fruit to the temple so we can, devotees can be decoys or use them, eat them, whatever. So that was picking my apples, bananas and strawberries. That was my spiritual journey started. From there on, 1968 to till now, we are trying to serve Srila Prabhupada whichever way we can. From that on, 68 to till now. So I have lots of things to tell, but it will take some time. Sorry. Full second now. Maharaj. We know Maharaj from 1973. And since that time on, I can appreciate him so much that he is serving Srila Prabhupada and his movement very sincerely without deviation. He is always on the go, going here, going there. We hardly see him in the temple. When he goes, oh Maharaj, you are back. So this is the way he is serving, and he makes very nice dal.
Oh, my first doll that ever made, I did for Prabhupada. Glad to George.
So Maharaj, thank you very much for serving Prabhupada and keeping us all together. Hare Krishna.
Sad. Blood would come out and he won't go to the doctor. We put bandage on and start his service again. This is what his service is. Right away.
Thank you very much. We have 2 more devotees who would like to say something, and we'll start with Manoharini. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so when I was very young, I would say maybe 10 years old, I used to ask my mom about the Bible. And I had so many questions about God, and it didn't seem like it was really answering my questions. And then once when I was 15, I was at my brother's house, and he had Back to Godhead magazine. And I opened the cover, and I saw Srila Prabhupada's face. And I just said right away, this person is so beautiful. I have to know more. I have to know more what he's teaching. And so my brother and his wife would take me to the Sunday feast. And started reading Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. And I was learning more and more about Krishna, and this is what I was looking for since I was 10 years old or younger even. And so I joined a temple in Chicago. I 76. I was initiated by Srila Prabhupada in 77 in Chicago. And then I was there for, I started going to the O'Hare airport, distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. And that was bliss. That was bliss. Before I was just cleaning the kitchen, the temple, and I would really get into scrubbing the temple. But I always wanted to go out on Sankirtan. And the devotees would say, "Oh, you're kind of new. You should play with it. You should." I want to get Sankirtan. And so my desire was fulfilled. And a few years after that, I came to the Toronto Temple, and again I was doing Sankirtan. Giri Jadava's Sankirtan party with some other Mataji's. And but then when I was back at the temple, I would offer our tea, get to do some cooking when I finally learned how to cook. I didn't know how to cook at first. I learned how to cook, and I would make a very big effort to make really nice things that Krishna would accept. Because when I first did not know how to cook, this devotee, he was the what do you call it? The one in charge of the temple. Temple commander. What's his name? The one who made the altar. He did the altar, the ironwork. Murali Krishna. Murali Krishna wanted me to cook an offering. There was no one there. And I said, I don't know how to cook. And he said, you can do it, you can do it. And so I went into this, and I tried to follow what the other people had made, the other devotees had made. And then I made this bread cake, and it was soggy in the middle because I didn't know how to mix everything. And I remember Pujari, I don't know who Pujari was, but he came out and he said, "This is not offerable." And I got so bad, and I said, "I will never ever go to the kitchen again. I'm just horrible. I will never do that again." And so, but then Murali Krishna said, and I say, "Mataji, I want you to cook this offering. You can do it, you can do it." I said, "I'm crazy. I can't cook." But anyway, I started learning. I started learning, and I became a very good cook. I loved all the services that I do in the temple, and Maharaj would always encourage me. Was it you who encouraged me to dress the Srila Murti? I kind of think it was you. And I would dress Srila Murti in the mornings, and I would always think, how would Prabhupada like for his chatter to be today? Oh, would Prabhupada like it around the shoulders, or would Prabhupada like it over one shoulder? And I would try to concentrate, how did Prabhupada want me to dress him today? Anyway, Hare Krishna.
We have one last devotee here, Shori, who will wrap it up and keep it nice and short and sweet. Hare Krishna.
15 days I stayed in Vrindavan. I will speak only 1 minute for Prabhupada, couple of instances which happened with Girija, my Bhaktimarga Swami, another way we all know it. In Vyasa Jagdish Maharaj, I came 71 in Girard Street. Before I was trying to know when I came 70. In university they had a temple where I tried to go there. I didn't find the temple, they moved to Girard Street. It was the end of 71, I think, 72 beginning, when Prabhu Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj joined that time. So I was the only Indian one. There was who joined it later on, some people came. And 71, his very big instance happened. Divya Pai and Jagdish Maharaj, I just got in discussion because I used to read Bhagavad Gita every day. Because I used to read Mahabharata. I still remember Shlok 1 Mahabharata. He said, Narayan Namaskritam Devi Saraswati Vyasa. So those I am reading it. Idam Bhagavatam Prana Bhagavati Yutam Shlok. So I reading Mahabharata, then I was talking to Divya Pai and Jagdish Maharaj, one devotee in the second class. He said, I used to get sometimes, but I will not even read, but sometimes I get a chance with my friends to eat accidents. So I discussed with him, what is meditating? He said, meditating is such, you have millions and millions, billions, you are taking birth and death, and you are taking Hatman Isha. Jals is the biggest thing which you are taking birth and death. You are stubborn. And he told me, I am not stubborn. We start discussion, and he got very mad at me. So I go to Jagdish Maharaj. Your devotee are mad at me. He said, "Get out from the temple. You molest my wife's devotee and cast about me." I ran out. Said, Girija Maharaj, I had to store my sword with you. He said, come back again. So I went again in the temple. I surrendered to Prabhupada and his devotees, the way they were working, and then Jagdish Maharaj, Jagdish Maharaj, some other devotees. I used to drive with them Shloka, a car, and selling the books. And books selling goes 20 miles, 30 miles go. And then when coming back, I go on the road, they forget I'm sleeping. We back and go for one. It's not happened 1, 3, 4 times. And we have to go 1 hour. I have to drive half an hour to go 450 miles. Several years I was doing. My friends were implying and devotee. Even my French teacher, I made a devotee too. She was coming to Hare Krishna. That's enough. And all this Bhaktimarga. He's a fool. Just like I'm driving, he walked from here to Vancouver 2 times and not feeling any pain and suffering. Hare
Krishna. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much.
Except my name.
Thank you.
Starting feet of the devotee and the walk, so much fun.
A little later. Thank you so much, all the great devotees here from the 70s to share some of your stories. You have a lot more to say. Now that you've had a chance to meet some of them devotees, or at least to hear them, you have an opportunity to go on a little bit later on and mingle with them and so on. If you want, some of our leaders here who are running the centers in the GTA area, you're at your liberty to ask them to come to your center and give a class. Why not? They have a lot to share. They have a lot to give. So the next little part, we're going to, would you like to explain it with me? Okay, great. And you can tell whether people should stand up or...
So again, it's certainly turned into a festival of gratitude for sure. So thank you again for all of your wonderful words and wisdom and appreciation for everything that you've done. So the appreciation does not stop here. We're going to continue. As you can see, we have some devotees who are coming around quickly as they can, come around with rose petals. We're going to kindly ask once you do get petals, if you can stand up, stand where you can. I know it is a bit of a cramped temple room, but we like cramped. We're not afraid of it. And Maharaj is going to lead us in the Prabhupada Pranam mantra, and we will have a chance to shower our gratitude, our care, and our love for all these wonderful devotees in a flower abhishek. of sorts. Yes? All right, so again, the devotees are coming around as quickly as they can. If you can assemble, and if you don't have rose petals, I'm not sure how you're going to let us know, but we'll figure it out. We'll find you either way. Yes, so we are, again, showering all of our love and care to all of the devotees here who are present, our esteemed guests here, and I'll pass it over to Bhaktimarga Swami.
Thank you very much. I think almost everyone has some rose petals in their hand, in the right hand. We'll just do one throw, and I'll tell you when, okay? All right. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki. Are we ready to go? People with the roses. Still going around. In the meantime, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hey, thank you very much. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Inti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaura Vani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Astyatya Desha Tarine Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Shower the flowers. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, it's getting quite late. I'm supposed to say a few words, and I'll just keep it really short. Thank you very much for the residual throws. Again, you can sit down. Anyway, it's like going to church. Stand up, kneel, sit down. Okay. I guess you're tired of sitting down for such a long time. Thank you very much, God brothers, God sisters, for molding me, helping me. Anyway, Hare Krishna. Shanti, in the back especially. Bhakti Yoga, please. All right. Thank you again, great Vaishnavas. Yes, we spent a lot of time together. Those early years were very exciting. And you set the bar, and you raised it high. And now, the next, for the generations to come, there's an expectation we keep it up. We keep up with these principles that Prabhupada has given to us. And what I really appreciate about you all, I was able to call you. I said, okay, I'll come. It was just like that. I didn't have to twist any arms. It was really beautiful. And True Lokanath came all the way from the West Coast. He happened to be here. So I thought, why don't we make this a devotee reunion? Because some of us, unfortunately, won't be here in 10, 15 years. It's just like that. Hate to say it. It's kind of sad. And Purnamasi came with a broken arm. And she walked over here on her hands. Okay, so thank you very much. And it was a new way of doing things, having prasadam first. And was that okay? Did you like prasadam? We'll do more of that kind of thing in the future. Yes, and the kids like it too. Yeah, thank you very much. We have devotees coming all over from New York and other places far off. Really appreciate it. Hamilton, Niagara, all over, and the north as well. Jai. Haribol.
Swami ki! Swami ki! Swami ki! Glory to the assembled devotees! Glories to the assembled devotees! Glories to the assembled devotees!
So please don't forget to meet the devotees. Shake hand. You have the last word. Get a chance to meet them, invite them over to your home, offer them some prasadam, and kill them with love and kindness. Okay, we are a killing movement, right? And that's the way it's supposed to work. And please invite them to your places, to your temples, to your centers, and give them a little bit of, let them have some time with you, okay? And your children, grandchildren, and so on. They'll benefit for sure. It was a great success, in my opinion. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, we're just deciding things here on the fly. But again, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming for this wonderful celebration, for all our esteemed guests as well for coming today. We're going to continue on with a bit of kirtan. For those who did not come on time, this is a good reminder that if you're coming for a Vyasa Puja celebration, you should come on time so you get prasadam. But if you did not get prasadam, no worries. We do have prasadam plates, take-out trays that are being made out in the prasadam area over here. I'm getting maybe a few confused. No, we're good. We have prasadam for those who do not have any. So please take a plate if you haven't already. And we'll continue on with kirtan afterwards, which will have a chance for those who wanted to give a gift or an offering to Maharaj, they can do so at that time.
Usually I get some gifts and I use those funds for my travels to Cuba, to Argentina, to India, and also for tickets to help some devotees from Africa come to Mayapur to put on spectacular dramas. So that's what the gifts will be all about. And I'll be somewhere over there for that. Thank you. And if you want to wash the feet of any good souls, I'll take their socks off and you can wash their feet. Please mingle, we'll chant a little bit more.
Hare
Hare Where is he now, the one who knows love? Untainted he flies as the Lord's dove. He teaches with strength in a peace so true. Krishna, we give thanks, he helps us find you. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Krishna Prasthaya Srimati Swami Namah. So you're lost when you look inside yourself. A chasm so deep and the walls drown your cry for help. He has gone and you shiver in a cloud of doom. You're so alone and you see no joy coming soon. He lives in this world of make-believe. He lives in all his devotees. He lives, and the candle always burns. He lives, he gave so much to learn. Prabhupada, he gives you faith, so take it, sir. That's the key. Sir, with humility, sir, he will reveal. Sir, faith will help you heal. Hope is strong and his gift is so wonderful. He opens your heart, revealing the most beautiful. Remember the love of Krishna in his eyes. How can you think he would ever say goodbye? He lives in this world of make-believe. He lives in all his devotees. He lives, the candle always burns. He lives, he gave so much to learn. Prabhupada, he gives you faith, so take it, sir. That's the key, sir. With humility, sir. Faith will help you heal. Nasteva Goti Anyata. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam Eva Keva. Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gati Anyata. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gati anyata. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gati anyata. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, yeah.